Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Corie. I am a high school family and consumer science teacher, but I love all things beauty, fashion, lifestyle, wellness, self-care, everything. Can you tell I'm trying to fix my intro? So you get a little bit of everything here on my channel. Today I wanted to do a get ready with me and show you guys my current everyday makeup routine. I posted about my everyday makeup routine on my Instagram and I told you guys how it takes me less than 10 minutes to do my makeup. I actually timed it and it takes about 6 when I'm like just going in the morning, and nobody believed me. So I wanted to show you guys how you can do it too, because I know that mornings are so precious, and I know that I personally like to spend my time doing things like journaling and just relaxing, and I don't want to worry as much about my makeup in the mornings before work. So I wanted to show you guys my everyday makeup routine. So we are going to go ahead and get started, and I'm just going to kind of update you guys about my life along the way. First thing that I'm going to start out with is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm just about out of this. So I put it on the inner corner and the outer corner. So just last week, we just barely came back from Christmas break not that long ago, and our COVID cases are so high that we are actually virtual next week. Which it's actually okay to be virtual next week. I would rather it be next week than some other week because I teach sewing. It's pretty hard to go online with that. But next week is the start of a new semester, so it's like syllabus week. So it's pretty perfect timing on that. And on top of that, we have to wear masks again, which in my state, in my district, we were not having to wear masks up until this point. This school year, and I don't mind wearing masks. It's not that big of a deal to me, except that I noticed this year versus last year, the difference in the relationships that I have with my students this year without the masks is so incredible compared to with the masks. And I don't know, it's like a barrier, the masks. So I understand that they keep us safe, and I appreciate them keeping us safe. So what I just did is I took my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder and I set underneath my eyes and my eyelid area. And then once I've done that, I am going to do my foundation. So right now I'm using the MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC20. I've had this sitting in my drawer for a really long time. I used to love this foundation. And then I tried the Makeup Forever powder foundation, loved that as well. But then I just figured I needed to use this. So I'm almost out of it. So I just take an e.l.f. powder brush and I just tap it into my skin. And I have never been able to do foundation so fast as when I'm doing it with powder foundation. And the good thing about my skin right now is that I don't have any blemishes or anything, so I'm really just trying to even out my skin tone. So I don't need to use concealer or anything to cover it up. Cover up any blemishes or anything. Okay, so now that I have done that, I'm gonna move on to my brows. I'm still using the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Eyebrow, and I just use a spoolie to brush my brow hairs up, and then I take a Morphe. This doesn't have a number. That's so helpful. It's basically just like a flat liner brush to apply it, and I just very lightly apply it. We are not trying to go for 2016 brows, block brows. I want my brows to look more fluffy than that. So I just use like fluffing motions. If you guys would like a detailed tutorial on how I do my brows, I'd be more than happy to do that. Because you know, I do a little bit of everything here on my channel, and even though I've moved kind of away from the beauty aspect of things, it is still such a huge passion of mine. So if you guys are interested in that, I want to do what you guys want to do. Sorry, I literally cannot talk and do my brows at the same time. It's a flaw. It's my fatal flaw that I cannot do my brows and talk at the same time. And then I usually feel a little bit sparse out on the tail end of my brow, so I'll just take my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and just add in some fake brow hairs back there. Just like that, super easy. And then I will set my brows. I am currently using the Model in a Bottle Long Lasting Eyebrow Sealer. This stuff, your brows ain't going nowhere. And I just brush all my brow hairs up and across again. That's simple. Now, I do not use eyeshadow primer on an everyday basis. If I'm doing like an intense shadow look, I for sure do, but just on an everyday basis, I just don't care that much. So I need you guys to just not judge me because I'm using the Stila in the Light palette. I'm not kidding, I've had this since 2012. Please don't judge me. I literally just love the shade Kitten so much. That's all I use, just like leave me alone, okay? Great. So I will take the shade Kitten, which you can buy single. You don't need this exact palette. And I just put that all over my lid and my inner corner. And then I will take a big fluffy brush and use the shade Bare, which is just like an eyebrow highlight shade, and put that underneath my brows. And then I'm done with that. I will then take my Anastasia Bronzer in the shade Tawny, which I used to use on my face a lot. Now I just use it on my eyes, and I will use it with a crease fluffy brush. And I will just fluff this in my crease to give my eyelids a little bit of depth. And then I will also take it underneath my eye. And this helps to just kind of smoke out the look a little bit, but also stop my concealer from creasing. And then we can move on to the face. So for bronzer, I have been using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer in medium deep. It smells so good. And sometimes I'll like fluff it around and like powder will go everywhere and some of it will get in my mouth, which sounds so gross, but it tastes really good too. Just don't judge me, okay? So I will use this just in your typical contour spots. And on my forehead and underneath. And then I'll go back and kind of blend it out just in circular motions. Just like that, super easy. And then I go in with my highlight. Now, this particular highlight is discontinued, which is why I'm kind of trying to use it up so that I don't share things that are discontinued, but you might be able to still get it. And I also know that Smashbox has picked up Becca Cosmetics for a couple of products. So Becca Opal Highlighter. And I kind of do it all over my cheek so that it's not just like a stripe on my cheekbone. So I just kind of drag it down along my cheek a little bit. I also put it on my nose, my brow, just kind of everywhere. And then the last step for face is blush. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Party. And I just tap this on the apples of my cheeks and blend it backwards. I know a lot of people, they like to kind of sweep their blush on, but I find that I get a better application when I use a tapping motion with my brush. So that's just something that I prefer to do. How easy is that? Face is done, and now we just have mascara and lips. So for mascara, bottom lashes, it will always be CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion. And on my top lashes, currently I'm using the Lashcraft Big Volume Mascara. And then finally for lips, I always use the Bare Minerals Matte Lip. It's like their liquid lip in the shade Boss. Just a great neutral everyday shade. And I'm almost out of this as well. And if I'm really feeling fancy, I'll use setting spray, but I don't do this every day. Whoa, why did I do that? I'm actually dumb. Okay, great. This is the Cover FX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. help me. And that is it. This is my final everyday makeup routine. I hope this helped you get inspired to have a quick everyday makeup routine so that you can do other things that are productive to you in the morning. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this, please tell me in the comments and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. I would love for you to join my little community here. And I will talk to you guys next week. Bye guys.